Throughout the past 15 years now, the Smash Bros. Series has solidified itself as one of gaming's biggest franchises. And with that, many jokes and quotes have come out from the long-running series. What's going on, guys? Love Smash, back with an all-new video for you guys. And today, I'm going to be counting down my picks for the top 10 memes and phrases in the Smash Bros. Series. While many of these memes and phrases have been thought up by the fans, there actually have been a few that appeared in-game that have since then become long-running jokes in the series. So today, I'm going to be counting down the ones that have not only been the most memorable, but also the most infamous throughout the years. So without further ado, let's begin. Number 10. Hands off my bread. Back in the Brawl days, when fans heard Falco's taunt when he stated, "hands off my prey," a lot of people did misinterpret this as, "hands off my bread," leading to not only one of the most infamous, but one of the earliest memes to come out of the Smash Bros. Series. Who would have thought that by misinterpreting one word would lead to such a widespread of photographs throughout the internet and become one of the longest running memes in the Smash Bros. Series? I guess you never know what the fans will think of as a meme. Moving on to number 9. Alfonso, leave it to me. What started out as one of Sakurai's daily Miiverse posts blew up the internet, especially in the time of Smash Bros. Speculation, where many fans would just insert Alfonso over any character or Miiverse post that Sakurai put up, and making a joke where Alfonso would take over their place and state, "leave it to me." And during the time period when this meme was relevant, it was really funny to see how creative the fans would get to insert Alfonso in any photo they can think of, or sometimes they would even take other characters and take over Alfonso's place. But no doubt, any way you slice it, a really funny meme thought up by the fan community. Moving on to number 8, better Nerf Greninja. This meme first came to be when the 1.04 patch was released, where many players who main Greninja noticed that he went from being very balanced to much weaker in many areas, and thus, better Nerf Greninja was born. And this phrase is still used today by many fans on YouTube or message boards, where they'll write any statement, and I mean any statement, and then follow it up with better Nerf Greninja, and has since then become a running gag in the Smash Bros. Universe. Moving on to number 7, no Johns. The term no John, sometimes referred to as Johning or simply as John, first came about in Texas, where a group of players would play Smash Bros. Together, and one of the guys, by the name of John, would always make excuses for losing a match, whether he said he used the wrong attack, or his controller was broken, or that he got distracted. Eventually, his friends started saying no Johns, meaning no excuses. Thanks to Smashboards, this term caught on with the hardcore Smash community, and has been a phrase ever since. We've seen it as a randomly generated name in Smash 4, and even Reggie was quoted in saying it at one time.
You never know. I might show up to challenge you someday. And if we ever do get to go head-to-head, please, no Johns.
Now moving on to number 6, Landmaster. This term first came about in Smash Brawl when Final Smashes first got introduced, where fans hated the idea that Fox, Falco, and Wolf all shared the same one, being Landmaster. Many fans described this as an epic fail and being very lazily done. And the term Landmaster in the Smash community has two meanings. The first one being, fans use it to describe a statement that is uncreative, cliche, or unexpected, or they use this as a running joke to describe a character's final smash, where they'd say any character's name and then say, they don't have that final smash, they have Landmaster. Till this very day, the meme is still going strong, because in Smash 4, Fox and Falco still share Landmaster as their final smashes. Now moving on to number 5, Ridley is too big. During the time of Smash 4 speculation, this really took over the internet, because many fans were saying that Ridley could not be sized down and he was too big and he was just going to be a stage hazard, and then you had the other group of people saying that Ridley can be sized down, Sakurai trolls, and he will eventually be a playable character. And after going on for an entire year, fans going back and forth arguing and threatening each other, but eventually we did get a confirmation that Ridley was only going to be a stage hazard and nothing more. But during that time, it didn't stop all the memes from coming out. Some of them were in favor of Ridley being sized down, but for the most part, a lot of them were saying that Ridley was too big and sizing him down would look very stupid. So whether you were saying Ridley was too big, or
Ridley is big as shit,
it doesn't change the fact that this was by far one of the most controversial topics in Smash Bros. History, and is still remembered as a big meme to this very day. Now moving on to number 4, Photoshopped Little Mac. This meme first came about during the time of the ESRB leak. Everybody remembers that leak. It was the biggest one by far. It was the first time we got a glance at the full roster for Smash 3DS. And during that time, many fans did believe these photos, but there were a few who were skeptical and did not believe them, which led to Photoshopped Little Mac. Many fans began to notice that Shulk's render looked very similar to one of Little Mac's photos that was recently posted, leading many fans to suspect that that photo of Shulk was actually a Photoshopped Little Mac. So while during this time many fans did cry foul on these photos and think they were fake, a few days later we did find out that these photos were right on the money and they were legit. But the term Photoshopped Little Mac has become an infamous meme in the Smash Bros. Community, especially on YouTube, because when any supposed fake, leak, or rumored photo will pop up, some people will comment away and make a joke of this by saying that's obviously a Photoshopped Little Mac. Now moving on to number 3, character quotes. While there are many great and memorable lines of dialogue in the entire Smash Bros. Series and all the games, a few lines of dialogue have actually gone on to become memes in the Smash Bros. Series and become quotable by the fans. Here are just a few examples of this.
I'm really feeling it!
You're too slow!
And while these all have become famous in their own right and spawned many memes, the biggest one by far has gotta be Captain Falcon. It's like anything he says, it becomes a meme in the Smash Bros. Universe. Don't believe me? Here are just a few examples.
Falcon! Punch! Show me your moves! Come on! Yes! Falcon kick!
Moving on to number 2, all the fan-made new challenger photos. Ever since Villager, Wii Fit Trainer, and Mega Man got revealed in E3 2013 and their tagline showed up, everyone was making fake photos of characters they wanted to see in the game. Chances are you've come across at least one of these photos, whether you saw it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Googled it, and there's no doubt there are probably thousands, maybe even millions of these photos. Now, while some of these were intended to be realistic choices and characters that actually made it on the roster, most of these were just meant to be jokes and featured characters that would never have a chance in Smash, whether they come from cartoons, TV shows, movies, or sometimes even real life, and chances are we'll probably continue to see these photos all the way up until Smash 4 DLC is finally finished. Now moving on to pick number 1, the big man himself, Masahiro Sakurai. Now you're probably wondering why Sakurai himself takes the top spot. Well, pretty much because every meme you see relates to him in some way because he is the creator of the Smash Bros. Series, not to mention he's been featured in a number of memes just by himself, which vary from character selection, to trolling, to messing with the community, to giving a big FU to leakers, many fans proclaiming him as a god, or building hype for a character reveal or announcement. There's no doubt you probably come across one of these memes at one point or another. So for all those reasons and more, I had no choice but to give the number 1 spot to the big man himself, Daichi Sakurai. So there you guys have it, those are my picks for the top 10 memes and phrases in the Smash Bros. Series. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Was there a meme or phrase that I left off the list? Be sure to tell me. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And like always, if you guys want the latest fighting game news and speculation, or just enjoy fighting game related top 5s and top 10s, be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon with a brand new video.